Hello, everyone. Welcome to Grind Reloaded. I am Raymond and I am the content creator here. So I'm super excited about being on the live educational session. If this is your first time here, I do this once a week, or at least I try to. Um, I am traveling today, so I am remote. So excuse the camera if it's not quite what you expect. Let me just check the audio real quick and then we'll get into it. Check, 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 check. Audio check. And turn the mic. Okay. I don't know if that's just my video. No. 1 second, guys. I'm just doing an audio check to make sure we're good before I start running my mouth. And then all of the great information just just don't connect. I don't want to do that. My phone is really tripping right now. I have no idea why this is doing this. We don't have anyone in the room yet, on the live yet. So I can't ask you if you can hear me. And my phone is not allowing me to um, get on YouTube just to check on to make sure that the feed is up. Yeah, it's tripping. All right, so I'm just gonna do this. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully everything is well. We don't have anybody here, and I think that's just partly because people just don't know when to catch me. So I don't know what to say about that. I can't commit. I can't commit to a certain schedule just yet for the lives. My goal is to have videos up, at least one video a week, one new video a week for the regular channel. But so notifications did go out. I just can't tell. Okay. Anyway, so I want to talk about this is supposed to be an open discussion, but there's nobody here for me to discuss it with. So I'm just going to do it with myself. So I want to jump into some questions that I normally get. So first of all, for the live, for the replay, because this is going to stay up on the page. Welcome all of my used car dealers. Hopefully, you guys are having an amazing fourth quarter. Hopefully, things are turning around for you in your car business with all that has happened with COVID. And the car business is just so uncertain. So I understand that. Hopefully, things are coming back up for you. Um, and aspiring dealers, don't lose your motivation to get into this business because there's so many great things about being a used car dealer. There's so many perks about wrapped into being a used car dealer. There are some disadvantages and some things that you have to overcome, but through dedication and hard work, you will overcome those pitfalls. So yeah, so welcome everybody. Also, just to introduce myself to people that may not be familiar with me, my name is Raymond. I am a used car dealer. I operate a used car dealership in Phoenix City, Alabama, by the name of Deal Mart Auto Sales. 3813 US Highway 80 West is the exact location. I also have opened and successfully managed and ran two other car lots, one in Enterprise, Alabama, and the other one was in Atlanta, Georgia. So, well, Mableton, Georgia, to be exact. So, I have experience in doing this. I've been doing this now just shy of 2 years. It's been a great experience for me. I always knew that I was going to be a used car dealer. I just didn't know when. I'm also a real estate broker as well. I decided to open my real estate firm before I opened my car lot. I was at like a crossroads when I first, at about 20, 22, 21. Um, I said, well, should I go the car dealer route or should I go the real estate route first? Which one? I knew that I was going to be a used car dealer. Like I said, I just didn't know when that was going to come into fruition. But it has come into fruition in 2018, February, when I opened my first car lot in Mableton, Georgia. And since then, I've been all in. I've had so much fun. I've met great people, and I get to do what I love. Now, that does not come without um, hard work and long nights and achy bones and countless hours behind the wheel. That comes with the business, especially if you're going to model what I do, which is I own a car lot in another state. Okay, so if you're going to do that, that requires a great deal of preparation and understanding that it's going to take some time and that it's going to be very, very, very um, tasking on your schedule. You got so many tasks, so you're going to have to make sure you hit the ground running. But so let's jump into some of the questions I've been asked. This is a question I wanted to pose to you guys who were going to be on the live with me, but so far nobody's here. What are some benefits of attending a small independent auto auction? And I think that understanding that you have to look at the disadvantages and the benefits of anything in the car business, because some things may appear at face value to be great, but you have to slow yourself down, take an opportunity to process. And once you're able to do that, you're able to understand kind of the strengths and weaknesses of whatever it is that you're trying to analyze. So in this scenario, we're analyzing the small independent auto auction. So I'm going to give you some benefits of attending a small independent auto auction. The number one benefit is that it's small. And the reason that is a benefit is because you're able to learn and build relationships while learning, right? Most of your small independent auto auctions, the tempo is going to be a lot more consistent with you being a new used car dealer, because most of my channel is, my goal for Grind Reloaded is to inspire aspiring used car dealers. So a lot of my content that I create is geared towards those people that are brand new or that are thinking about becoming a used car dealer. I want you to know this information before you become a used car dealer so that you can have a better implementation and adjustment of being a kick-ass used car dealer. So some of the benefits of attending that small independent auction, like I said, the first one is because it's small, you're able to cultivate relationships. And in the used car business, and just about any business, right, relationships are important. Just in life, relationships are important. So you have to understand that. So, and I'm gonna say so a lot because I'm processing it in my head as I'm talking. So as you're building those relationships can help you and guide you and kind of keep you from making those big mistakes. Now, at the end of the day, it's up to you to go out there and do your job. But if there's, say, for instance, if there's a clerical issue with a title or something like that, you may have signed it in the wrong place or something like that. Those small independent auctions are going to work more one-on-one with you to fix those administrative issues. The second thing outside of the relationship building is the tempo is where you can actually learn. Most of the independent auto auctions are relatively small run numbers, on average, probably anywhere from 100 to 140 cars. It's typically about their sweet spot. Sometimes they get up to about 170, 180. And so it gives you a more condensed version of a big corporate auto auction where you're seeing 700, 800, 11, 12, 1,300 vehicles being ran, right? So when you go to those small independent auto auctions, you can adjust your processes, right? So your processes can be fine tuned at a small independent auto auction because you have the time. The tempo is not so fast paced to where you can't, learn great procedures. So the tempo is where is a strength. Another benefit of attending a small independent auto auction is that most of the time, your small independent auto auction are going to have comparable type of people, with the exception of maybe 5 or 10, right? 90%, anywhere. Let me say this: anywhere from 80 to 85% of the dealers that attend that auction are gonna be small independent dealers. So it's a great marriage because if they're small independent dealers, typically they're working with a smaller budget than say Carvana or CarMax, right? And again, all of this is relative to the type of vehicles that you're going to go after. If you're going after, cars under $1,000, under $1,500, you're going to have competition just in general because there are more people in the market that will pay $1,000 to $1,500 for the car. So as you move up in the amount of vehicles you invest per unit, you'll see that competition kind of levels out. But anyway, I'm kind of getting off topic. But basically, the small independent dealers are going to typically like to gravitate towards small independent auto auctions, which means you'll be matched with the same type of people that has the same resources on average that you have. So you won't go to an auto auction and feel like, well, damn, I can't even compete. There's one dealer buying all of the inventory, right? And so you'll have that as well. I think those are the three top benefits, in my opinion. If you're watching this video on the playback, go ahead and comment right now and let me know what you think some of the benefits are of attending an independent auto auction for all of my established used car dealers. Let's get into the second question. Second question is, what are some disadvantages of attending a small independent auto auction? So the very, very first one is going to be the scale, the quantity of vehicles that you have an opportunity to bid on. All right. Typically what you'll find is you may have, I'm just going to speak from my experience. Typically when I go to a small independent auto auction, I go in with about maybe 15 cars on my list. I go in with 15. Once I get there and start to analyze the vehicles, I'm narrowed down to say 6, right? Because 60% are going to be junk. The other 40% are going to be viable. Somewhere in there. Maybe the percentage is off a little bit, but hey, yeah. So say I have 6 that I that pass all of my checks, whether that's a test drive or the look over without the car being in motion. Whatever your check is, if it passes your check and you are going to bid on that car, then that's the number I'm talking about. So if you went in with 15, you came out with 6. Now that's an issue in a sense, right? Having 6 cars to bid on, just depending on your strategy and how much money you have, how much resources you have, that's not enough inventory, in my opinion, to invest 3 or 4 or 3 hours at an auction. And so typically what you'll find is that will become your issue when you're going to the small independent auto auction, is the volume and the time proposition with the volume, right? So if it takes me 3 hours to go to this auction and I took 3 hours and I did that on the premise of 15 cars, that got narrowed down to 6 cars, and out of the 6 cars, 4 of them were overpriced, and 2 of them I got outbidded on, just simply because my number. Well, yeah, all of them was overpriced, because if you got outbid, that means the car was overpriced, I'm assuming, because you should have already done your evaluations and all of that to know what the book value of the car is. So anyway, So yeah, so if you take that scenario and you spent 3 hours and you didn't buy a car, that's a bit of an issue. Okay, so that's one of the disadvantages, and we're going to talk about the large corporate auto auctions in just a second. Let's see what else. Some of the disadvantages, and this is not scripted, guys. This is just me going through my mind of what I typically deal with on a daily basis with the used car business. The volume, um, the resources of the auto auction can be an issue sometimes. Um, and what I mean by resources, like say jump boxes, right? If you go to some, and actually, no, that's not even true because a lot of the small independent auto auctions are going to have the jump boxes or the batteries with the cables. Most of your large corporate auto auctions don't give you jack, so I'm not even going to go to the resources. I think that's pretty much the biggest disadvantage, in my opinion, of a small independent auto auction is just the scale and the volume that you can expect when you go to those small independent auto auctions in comparison to the large corporate auto auction. All right, so what are some of the benefits of attending a large corporate auto auction? So the very first one is going to be the volume that you have. So if you got 700 cars to go through, obviously you're not going to go through all 700 cars. You may have a list of 40 cars or a list of 30 cars or 20 cars. On average, my large corporate auto auctions, I typically come up with on average about 35 cars that I'm looking at a large corporate auto auction. So I go in with about on average 30. Sometimes I have more than that. Sometimes I have like 50 cars, and I could spend like 3 hours going through inventory. And again, this will only you can only do this if you have a sales manager or somebody running your front end of your car lot. It's hard, very difficult to. I mean, it's impossible. You can't be in two places at one time. You can't be at your car lot selling cars and be at an auto auction for 3 hours of a day and expect to be successful. So everything I'm telling you is based on the premise that you have reached a certain level where you have, a salesperson in your lot that's running your front end, your customers, your sales process, and all of that stuff. And you're able to concentrate on the acquisition of your inventory, the logistics of all of that. So typically, I spend at my large corporate auto auctions, I spend about 3 hours going through all of the inventory that I want because I'm very big on preparation. Like I have to be prepared for what it is that I'm going to buy, and if I'm not prepared, then it's going to show. It's going to show in my ability to buy the right cars. And so it is a process. It's not you just go to an auto auction and say, "Oh, that's a nice car. I'm gonna buy it," and buy it. It's not that easy. At least not when you're dealing with when you're trying to make sure that you are successful when you leave that auction. Okay, and success starts when you buy it, or actually before you buy it, because preparation is going to show in the next process of the transaction. Meaning, if you wasn't prepared at the auto auction and you went and you bid it on a car, it's going to show once you get the car to the lot and you start to have all of the mechanical issues, and then you're unsuccessful with selling it the way it is, and you have to go through a whole lot of reconditioning. You have to go through some mechanical costs. You don't want all that. So concentrate on the front on those preview days. Concentrate and be in it to make sure you're not making those mistakes. So again, the very first benefit is of attending a large corporate auto auction is the fact that you have so many cars to go through to make your day make sense. Let's see, what are some of the advantages? I will say that's pretty much it. That's the biggest advantage. Disadvantage of attending a large corporate auto auction is going to be the tempo. The tempo of a large auto auction, corporate auto auction, can be intimidating, especially if you are a new used car dealer. If you are a new used car dealer, hang it up. because you're going to take some time. You're going to have to give yourself time to learn it because the pace is so fast, especially if you go into an auto auction with 5, 6, 7, 8 lanes. Okay. And back in the day, I can say back in the day now, back in the day when they used to drive the cars through, before the world ended. I mean, it was work, man. It was hustle, especially when you had two cars running at the same time. I mean, even when that happens online, I'm always kind of like, oh my God, I hate when that happens because I'm only one person. I can't be in both lanes at one time. And that's why it's so important that you get, once you start to make, a certain amount of money, you start to get more people involved and to help you out. Because just having that other person to run to that lane and bid on that car, if you don't have it, you don't have it. Now you can throw in a proxy, but proxies it's technology, so anything can happen. Or if that amount is exceeded and you wanted to pull the trigger, you don't have that opportunity on a proxy because what you put in that's it. But anyway, so the tempo is it is a disadvantage of attending a large auto auction, but that comes with the business. That comes with the business. Let's see here. How do I decide my schedule on which auctions to attend? That is a very good question. The way I decide my schedule when it comes to auctions is going to be based upon the scale for that particular auction. So every dealer has a list of vehicles that are their cherries, if you will. Now, this is just using Black Book terminology. So a cherry is a car or a type of car that you enjoy selling, where you make your money. It's a very smooth process. It works for your market. Everybody's happy. So you can have 5 or 6, 7, 8 of those make and model type cars, right? So basically, I'm looking at the auction that has the most amount of my cherry picks, and whichever auction that is, that's the one I will put in priority. For me, I've narrowed down my buy days to Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So Monday and Tuesday, I typically don't. Tuesday is my preview day for Wednesday. Wednesday is my preview day for Thursday. Most of my Wednesday bids are online. So I preview on Tuesday. I open up my phone Wednesday morning, and I am bidding with ADESA, Atlanta. And then most of the times I'll head down to my lot, and then I'll go over to Auto Auction of Montgomery, and then I will preview there on Wednesday, and then I will go and bid online on Thursday. And then from Thursday, I'm previewing for my Friday. So it's like one day ahead, right? And so that's typically what my days are: Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays of my buying inventory. Monday is really a day to just kind of, plan my week out, figure out what the weekend was, and the past week as far as sales and all of that. So I'm dealing with administrative stuff and process titles between Monday and Tuesday, office time, right? So that's pretty much how my schedule is set up. So if you want to mimic that, then by all means. Also, you see it scrolling down at the bottom. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and comment. So if you're watching it back on a replay, if you're getting value, hit the like button. Let me know. And also comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Also, if you need a mentor, make sure you visit grindreloaded.com, where you can get more information about me being your mentor. I would be super duper excited about mentoring you. As of right now, I don't have any mentees. And this is a goal for me to actually be a part of someone else's business in a mentor role, because I think that everybody has to plug in. You need to plug in with someone that can motivate you and educate you to kind of get you, keep you primed, keep you going. So definitely know that is there for each and every one of you that are subscribing to Grind Reloaded. Or if you're not subscribed to Grind Reloaded, just visit grindreloaded.com and learn more information about that. So 24 minutes. I'm doing awesome, and nobody's here. Like, this is crazy. Like, the first live where I'm just like killing it. No, I have some other lives where I'm killing it too. Also, go back through the videos, watch all my videos, man. I am focused on making sure that you, as a aspiring used car dealer or as a novice used car dealer, that you got some information that you can pull from. Not just simply the auction run stuff. This is meat and potatoes type stuff. This isn't the soda that goes in and comes out. This is the meat and potatoes that stick to the bone. Okay. Anyway, what are your projections for 2021? So the United States election is over. A lot of people were had optimism after the election and after the coronavirus, right? If there is ever an after the coronavirus, but there will be an end. There's always an end to everything. So what are your 2021 projections? I want you to drop them in the comment box and let me know what your projections are. I'm going to share with you what my projections are. My projections are to do and meet at least 30 sales a month. That is my goal to do that and to keep grinding. Hopefully by quarter 3, we have a very, very good handle on the virus. And life is going to be returning to some sense of normalcy. And hopefully by the end of 2021, I'll be looking at opening my second used car store. So that is my goal for 2021. And I think we all should start to plan that. Fourth quarter of every year is always your planning. Budgets are submitted in October. Okay, most of it. If you're business minded like me, I'm a business major, so I'm big on business stuff. But quarter 4 is where you plan for your quarter 1. All right. So I want each and every one of you to start thinking about your 2021 projections as far as numbers. And then I want you to work towards, how do I obtain that? What changes do you need to make in your business to reach whatever that sale quota is? And don't make it an itty bitty total, right? Mine is 30 a month, right? My previous was 20 a month. So I'm giving myself and my staff 10 additional sales per month. But that also reflects on me, because as the what's the particular title? I think inventory manager, I guess you could say inventory manager. That's going to make me have to go harder to make sure that I'm buying the right units. Today, over in Montgomery, I actually had a wonderful preview. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I have quite a few things on my list. I'm gonna tell y'all what I got on my list. Let's see. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Let me pull up my my list. I do have a video that's going to be dropping that's going to tell you guys pretty much what type of cars I'm buying now, since most of you guys know that I've kind of pivoted away from my $1,000 to $1,500 rule, because it's just, it's really hard to get that, really hard to get that consistently. Oh, that's nope, that's not it. All right, let me see if I can share my screen with y'all. Let's see if it. Let's see, can y'all see that? Okay, all right, look at this ball over here. All right, let's see if I can show you kind of the some of them. So if you can see that strolling list, I don't know if it's big, if it's small, but I'm looking forward to it. I got quite a few things. So this is one that I got on my list. Let's see if it pulls up here, and I'm just gonna check on the other side to make sure y'all can see that. Okay, let's see. Let's take me off. Can I take me off? All right, boom. So this is a 2010 Hyundai Tucson. And let me tell you guys, let me open up my black book. Now, if you guys want to log into Auto Auction Montgomery bid against me, that's fine. No, I'm just joking. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do So this 2010 Hyundai Tucson has 166,170 miles. The average wholesale. So what you got to be, again, I want you guys to do it the right way. Each and every one of you guys need to be subscribed to Black Book. Manheim Market Report, MMR, is dead. It's pointless. Let me make sure I'm sharing my audio. Can you guys still hear me? Hopefully you guys still can hear me. Let's see. If you can drop a comment, let me know if you can still hear me. Let's see if I can get into my. Drop a comment, let me know if you can still hear me. Okay, I'll check my audio. You can still hear me. All right, so so all of you guys need to be subscribed to Black Book. Okay, go ahead and pay the subscription. This is an investment into your business. You got to know your numbers. Not knowing numbers as a used car dealer is almost like not knowing how to read. Like, you are illiterate. If you don't, I mean, I know that's blunt and that's harsh probably, but if you don't know the values of your vehicles, you cannot make a proper decision. No matter how astute you are, no matter how familiar you are, you have to know the tough numbers, okay? So this particular vehicle here, and an average is an average. It is exactly what it sounds. It's not clean, it's not rough. It's an average condition. And this particular vehicle, average wholesale is $4,275. This particular vehicle that you guys are looking at, $4,275. On the clean side, it's $5,800. On the rough side, it is $2,625. This vehicle is closer, is rough. Okay, it would be considered rough. It has quite a few dings and things going on. It does need a wheel bearing on the driver front side. I heard it rolling. It's not transmission related. And one of the things I tell you guys, or I will tell you, is when you suspect your transmission to be bad, if you're driving a car and you hear a strange noise, always throw it in neutral when you hear the noise. If that noise goes away once you threw it in neutral, that's your transmission. If that noise or weirdness does not go away and it's almost like a rolling or something like that, or vibration, it's probably somewhere else. It's probably not the transmission. So if you are having that issue, or if you find yourself having strange noises and you just don't know how to deal with that, that's one thing I would tell you to do, is throw it in neutral and see if the noise goes away. If it goes away, then it's your transmission. If it does not go away, likely it's not your transmission, and it's another component in the vehicle. So this is one car that I'm excited about for tomorrow. I think that it's going to be a great buy if I can get it for the right price. Obviously, I want to be back of book, meaning I want to be lower than the average. I want to be somewhere around 26, 27, 28, topping out at about 3, because I just know that I'm having to invest some money in. And it's a 2010 with 166,000 miles. Miles isn't horrible, but again, it has some miles on it. So if you're wondering what type of cars am I moving towards, I am showing you. Let's see what else I'm looking forward to. That was a really good one. This 2011 Ford Escape was pretty good as well. It's up there on the pricier side because of the miles. It only has 108,998 miles. And it drove awesome. It drove really, really well. Escapes do really well when they're in good condition. When they're not in good condition, it's hard to sell those things. It's hard to sell them. So that's a good one that I'm looking forward to for tomorrow. Let's see, what's another one? And again, this is my list here. I'm looking forward to this one here. This is a 2016 Kia Soul. They do make announcements if the vehicle was registered in a hurricane affected area. This vehicle has no flood damage. So, but again, these are the type of cars that your boy's moving towards, and I think that it's a great opportunity for you guys to do the same. But you have to know your numbers. You have to know your numbers. So, yeah, I'll stop sharing that. So, those are my projections. That's what I'm working on. Those are the type of cars that we're moving towards. And make those goals. Set those goals today so that you can exceed them tomorrow. I don't see any comments, so I think that everybody is good. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. And again, remember, are you in need of a mentor? I am here to help you if you are in need of a mentor. All right. So get at me, grindreloaded.com, so that you can get the information about the mentorship program. So thank y'all for watching. 35 minutes in, and I'm going to sign off right here. Peace. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next week for another live educational session with me. Also, I have another video dropping on maybe Friday evening about about a car that sold way overpriced. So if you want to see that, then definitely tune in next week. Take care, guys.